Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is My-Linh Truong, and I'm the Division Manager for Unmanned Laser Scanning at RIEGL USA. Today, I'll be discussing the benefits of increasing efficiency and usability, the latest news and updates for RIEGL's Unmanned Laser Scanning Division. We'll get started in just a few moments, but before we do, just note at the bottom of the screen, there is a question box. So please feel free to add in your questions anytime during the session, and I will do my best to answer them at the end. So before we get started, this brings us to our very first poll question. Which RIEGL unmanned laser scanning sensor are you operating? The miniVUX series, the VUX-1 UAV or VUX-1 LR, the VUX-1 20, the VUX 240, or none yet. So it looks like 50% of you are not using any RIEGL sensors yet. That's okay, or RIEGL unmanned sensors yet, not a problem. 32 are using the miniVUX series. 23 are using the VUX-1 UAV or VUX-1 LR. And 9% of you are using the VUX 240, but no one's using the 120 yet. Very interesting. So today I will give an update on the innovations in RIEGL LiDAR sensor technology for the unmanned division, specifically the improved VUX-1 UAV and VUX-1 LR, the 22 edition series. I'll introduce the next expansion to the miniVUX series, the new miniVUX 1 LR for long range. I'll talk about some system payload features to increase your flexibility in your solutions from multi-purpose integrations, additional camera options to increase your data attributes, as well as talk about some software updates to take you further and beyond with any and all of these high-performance engineering grade mapping solutions. So first, let's take a look at the entire RIEGL line of unmanned LiDAR solutions. Starting from left to right in terms of measurement range, the miniVUX series 1, 2, and 3 UAV, as well as our new miniVUX 1 LR for long range, are RIEGL's entry level to survey grade accuracy UAV LiDAR with these several variants to satisfy your different operational needs and budgets. Next is the versatile VUX-1 series, the VUX-1 UAV, and the VUX-1 LR. Edition 22, as I mentioned, is now with improved specifications with an increase of laser pulse repetition rate of now up to 1.5 megahertz. The VUX 120 with its unique scan pattern, we call that NFB, which stands for nadir, forward, and backward scanning. This small and compact LiDAR scanner offers 3 look perspectives with one pass that offers an optimal coverage of complex vertical structures like pylons for transmission towers and a wide field of view of 100 degrees. We offer the VUX 240, which is a versatile scanner for usage on larger type of UAVs. Its ranging capabilities is also suited for small manned helicopters and airplanes because of its higher measurement range capability. And last but certainly not least is our topobathymetric solution, our VQ840G, for LiDAR usage both in large UAS and small manned aerial platforms. So as I mentioned, the VUX-1 series has undergone an update with our 22 edition. The 22 is a nod as we approach to the year 2022. And with this improvement, I'd like to showcase the features of the VUX-1 UAV and VUX-1 LR. Still the same small, compact, lightweight size as before, still at 3.5 kilograms or 8.4 pounds. But now we've unlocked the full field of view of 360 degrees. There's no need for an additional firmware to unlock that capability. It comes as a default. But as I mentioned before, we've increased the pulse measurement rate for the VUX-1 UAV is now up to 1.2 megahertz. And for the VUX-1 LR, it's now up to 1.5 megahertz. All of these are offered with an even lower minimum range to capture closer targets. So this is especially useful for mobile mapping applications. And all of these still support up to 4 cameras to be integrated as well. So this improvement of the 22 edition series of the VUX-1 offers improved efficiencies, improved usage capabilities that offers and supports flexible multi-purpose integrations. And all of this in turn offers a faster return on your investment. So let's dive in and take a look at what specifically has been improved for the VUX-1 UAV. As I mentioned, it's now offering at 1200 kilohertz compared to the previous or current 550 kilohertz. So that makes it more than 2 times faster. And that also offers up to 37% increase in its ranging performance capability. The minimum range has been reduced to 1.5 meters. So again, fantastic for mobile usage application. And we've also decreased the operating temperature now down to negative 20 degrees Celsius. That gives you more flexibility in the environment that you can operate the laser scanner in. So taking a look at this a little bit closer, the VUX-1 UAV, we offered 6 discrete pulse repetition rate values. So they were specific measurement programs that you can choose. Now with the new VUX-1 UAV 22 edition, it offers a fine-tunable pulse repetition rate. So that gives you the ability to really customize from 50 kilohertz all the way up to 1.2 megahertz. The maximum pulse repetition rate is improved by a factor of over 2, as I mentioned before. And what that offers, it gives you the ability to operate the same sensor as twice the capability as you were before. So an example of this new system in operation, flying at 8 knots or 4 meters per second, operating at an average AGL of 80 meters. This gives you now over 300 points per square meter with one pass. Taking the same unit, flying at twice the speed, same altitude, would then result at still very high 150 points per square meter. For the improved VUX-1 LR, it's now offering at maximum 1500 kilohertz laser pulse repetition rate compared to the current 820 kilohertz. So that gives it over 1.8 times faster than before, and offering up to 22% more laser range capability with a reduction of 3.5 meters in that minimum range, giving you more flexibility in its usage. And something of note here is that it's now 2 times more precise, with the precision has dropped down to 5 millimeters, which is the same as the VUX-1 UAV sensor precision. For the improved VUX-1 LR, just like the VUX-1 UAV, also offered 6 discrete laser pulse repetition rate values, but the new 22 edition now offers that fine-tunable pulse repetition rate, also starting from 50 kilohertz, but going up to 1.5 megahertz. So this capability improves your measurement range up to 1.44 times with an increased laser pulse repetition rate of up to 1.8 times, giving you twice the pulse repetition rate for that measurement range as before. So if we take the new VUX-1 LR operating at the new 1500 kilohertz laser pulse repetition rate, flying at 60 knots now at an AGL of about 106 meters, this will yield a point density of 38 points per square meter. So how does the improvement of the VUX-1 series scanners compare to RIEGL's established and existing VUX-1 series line? And as you can see here, the pulse repetition rate is the same for the VUX-1 20 and the VUX-2 40, but the accuracy is significantly better than the VUX-2 40. However, the VUX-2 40 still offers the longest measurement range and capability out of all of them. The VUX-1 20 is still the lightest weight out of all of them, but with the improvement for the VUX-1 UAV and the VUX-1 LR 22 edition, that maximum measurement range capability is not that far away from the VUX 120, but it also offers that full 360-degree field of view. So depending on your application, and you might need that swath capability, the new VUX-1 LR or VUX-1 UAV may be better suited for what you're looking for. And these are things to take into consideration for your mission planning and determining which sensor makes the most sense for you. So for those of you that are already operating a VUX-1 UAV or VUX-1 LR sensor, the big question is, of course, does your scanner qualify for this improvement upgrade? And I would say that yes, if your unit was delivered from January 2020 and onwards, and when I say delivered, I mean manufactured from RIEGL and then delivered, then it would qualify for an upgrade. So what does the upgrade consist of? That would need to be a servicing with a firmware application to be applied, and then the unit would need to undergo an internal recalibration, realignment, and then of course your integrated system, so it would need to undergo that bore site calibration again. All of this servicing would be done at a RIEGL facility. And because this is so new, pricing and availability of this upgrade process is still to be provided. As soon as we have that information, we'll be able to provide that to you. But you'll need to coordinate directly with your local RIEGL distributor office, or if you have an OEM sister integration, then you'll need to coordinate with them directly with your scanner serial number, and then they will coordinate with RIEGL on your behalf. So the theme of my presentation today is really increasing ranging, efficiency, capability for our VUX line. Then, of course, I got to talk about our new miniVUX 1 LR long-range sensor. Just like the improvement on the VUX series, the improvement on this miniVUX sensor series is the same size, weight, dimensions as the existing miniVUX product line. So same 1.55 kilograms, same laser pulse repetition rate as the miniVUX 1 UAV at 100 kilohertz at the full 360-degree field of view. But now, because of its longer range capability, it has a maximum measurement range of up to 500 meters, which makes it up to 1.5 times longer range capability compared to the miniVUX 1 UAV. And so therefore, this is really an expansion, continuing to grow our miniaturization UAV LiDAR family, offering an improved longer range capability for specific demands in environments such as measuring in inaccessible canyons, open pit mines. This also offers the ability to capture more targets per laser pulse in these complex target situations and offering an increase in penetration as well. So with this latest expansion, you're probably wondering which miniVUX sensor series makes the most sense for your needs. And with the miniVUX 1 LR, it's again really for those that need that long range capability at up to 500 meters. Otherwise, I would say that the benefit of the miniVUX 2 UAV or the miniVUX 3 UAV offers the same capabilities as the miniVUX 1 UAV, but offers a higher pulse measurement, higher laser pulse range capability, so more data can be captured. You can fly 3 times faster with the miniVUX 3 UAV compared to the miniVUX 1 UAV, or you can fly at the same speed, but you're getting 3 times the data on the ground. The entire miniVUX series has also gone with a reduction in the price point. So definitely reach out to your local RIEGL distributor for how you can get your hands on a RIEGL miniVUX system at a very nice entry-level, cost-efficient price point. Speaking of cost-efficient, for those operators that are not sensitive to country of origin platforms, the new DJI M300 platform, we've offered now the Integration Kit 300, or as we call it, the IK300. It is specifically suited for the miniVUX system integration with any of the miniVUX sensors and a Planix APX15, or you also have the ability of adding in a camera, and that will make it under the maximum takeoff mass of the entire platform, very small, compact, efficient. With the improvement in the VUX-1 series, the advantages of additional capabilities that Planix has offered with their new INS GNSS, the AP Plus series, with the VUX-1 UAV 22 edition and the AP Plus 30. This offers both DMI and GAMS capability, bringing the most lightweight dual usage for drone and mobile vehicle system configuration at 4.3 kilograms, which is just under 9.5 pounds. So it's very flexible, and that provides a feature-rich data set from both the air and the ground. And all of this will just provide a faster return on your investment. Another unveiling from Planix is their new APX20 IMU with IMU 90 compared to IMU 82. Significantly small form factor. You can see that black unit on the back of the miniVUX system integration. This is only 70 grams. Nearly the same performance as the APX20 that's been in the marketplace already, but this solution is really tailored to address size, weight, power requirements for these higher end LiDAR payloads with the sensors, with cameras, all of that to fit onto a small UAS. So with a variety of INS GNSS solutions that Planix offers, that is something that RIEGL works extensively with Planix. This is a wide offering of what they have, and it can get overwhelming, not only from a sensor aspect of which one makes the most sense for your application needs. So what this chart is showing is going from left to right is the lightest weight form factor to the heaviest weight integration, but it also relates to the lowest accuracy or loosest accuracy to the tightest accuracy. So the more right you go on this screen, the higher the resolution you're going to get. It is going to be a heavier payload, and it is also going to cost the most. So there is a trade-off based on what you're looking for. For the unmanned division, I think this new APX20 with IMU 90 is going to be a game changer because you can see it is the same accuracies as the existing well-proven APX-20 with IMU 82, but significantly lighter in weight. And then those that are looking for a dual usage mobile and UAS platform, it's going to, with the AP plus 30, we're getting it a little bit heavier compared to the APX-20, but it does support the GAMS and the DMI. Continuing the interest for a lighter weight, highly efficient platform, we are working with industrial grade cameras to provide an overall lighter weight solution. This was definitely demand, but definitely stemmed from the VUX-1 introduction into the marketplace because the front camera mounting points support only 700 grams. So trying to find a more creative solution, we are working and getting these lighter weight cameras to come into fruition. And then this will continue onwards for all of our miniVUX and VUX series solutions as well. So with all of these payloads, we're integrating them onto a variety of UAV platforms. There are so many in the marketplace. All of them are wonderful to work with, very user-friendly integrations between any of the RIEGL miniVUX SIS and VUX SIS payloads. We are available to assist in that integration effort discussion. Some that are shown here are with Harris Aerial, Watts Innovations, Free Fly Systems, InnoFlight, Dell AirTech, Aerial Robotics, Air6 Systems, and Flying Cam. So many out there as well. So this brings me to my second poll question. Which feature of a commercial UAV platform is your highest priority? Payload capacity to be a small UAS, payload capacity where you're looking for a heavier lift platform to carry more and more? Are you looking for a particular platform type, only operating with multi-rotors or only looking for fixed wing aircrafts? Power source, are you looking fully electric or are you open to hybrid fuel source capabilities? And last but not least is performance. You're looking for that longer flight duration. So it looks like an overwhelming number of you are definitely looking at a high performance, higher flight time duration platform at 74%. At 52%, you're looking at the power source. So it seems that they do go hand in hand. That longer flight duration is typically coming from those hybrid platforms. 43% are looking at platform type. 17% are looking at focusing on small UAS, and single digits at 9% are looking for heavy lift payloads. Okay, I think, you know, as the FAA and aviation regulatory agencies come to more standardizations, that might change. Transitioning now to some software updates, I do want to make an announcement that the next release later this year is unveiling that RIEGL Embedded will then be available through a web application. So this is really unique because it'll provide more efficiencies in the field. You're able to directly interface with the LiDAR system through a browser. So your phone, your laptop, tablet, you don't have to directly connect a cable through the system. Very easy. You can set a variety of laser and camera configuration parameters and then directly connect it to the sensor and update it on the fly. So this will provide status information. You can initialize, ensure that you're executing and that the scanner is working and collecting data. You can, of course, update the laser configurations, the camera configurations. You can literally start and stop everything directly from the push of a button from your phone, and see all of the project information for that lift out in the field. So the benefit of this is it's easily accessible as long as your software maintenance is up to date for RIEGL Embedded. Then it's just through the updated firmware to be applied and you're able to use it. And then for those that have let their software maintenance slip and you're not eligible for that release, not a problem. Talk to RIEGL and get your software maintenance up to date and you're ready to go to utilize this out in the field. Speaking of software maintenance, we have a new software structure. So just like the data acquisition software RIEGL Embedded, which is serial number based, we are now offering the ability for processing licenses to be serial number based, and we're calling that SNL. The benefit of SNL, or serial number licensing, for data processing is that you no longer have to worry about a USB dongle. You no longer have to worry about being connected and accessing through the network if you have a server network licensing structure in your office. It's now very cloud friendly. This serial number license will allow any number of computers that have that license string saved on that program to process the data specifically from that scanner. We also offer our serial or single instance or floating license, or SIL. SIL is similar to our previous server dongle licensing structure. So there is that USB dongle that has to be plugged in to a network server. The benefit of SIL is that, just like before, you can process data from any scanner, any RIEGL scanner. It's not specific to that particular serial number. However, there are some limitations with regard to the number of processing tasks. So it will relate to how many computers can access. There's an increased number of processing tasks than before, or instances, but it is still limited, where serial number licensing, you can process on 100 computers, 100 processing tasks altogether, all from that same scanner, not an issue. And then another thing I did want to mention is that for the miniVUX series specifically, we are offering light versions of these license types. So this provides the most cost-effective processing software workflow structure for RIEGL's products line. So for SNL, for those with sensors already and you're wondering, how do I have access to this? Well, lucky for you, any of these units are available. The entire Minivox series, the VUX-1 series, VUX-1 20, VUX-2 40. As long as your software maintenance, your processing software maintenance is valid and up to date, then it's just a simple conversation with your local RIEGL rep to convert to SNL licensing. If your software maintenance is out of date, definitely start looking at renewing your software maintenance to take advantage of RIEGL Embedded and the new SNL licensing structure, and then that renewal process will then be eligible for that. Once you have that and get the license keys, a firmware needs to be applied to update the scanner, and then from that point forward, all data captured will have the serial number license tied in to the raw RIEGL LiDAR file, the RXP file, and then will be auto-recognized within the software to process using the serial number licensing. What this does mean is that any data that's captured prior to the application of the firmware is not able to process with the new licenses. So that's something to keep in mind. We will definitely work with you on a creative solution so you have access to processing previously collected data, but I would recommend not updating to SNL licensing until after a major project has been completed. So in conclusion, we have expanded your choice in ready-to-use RIEGL UAV LiDAR solutions. They all offer unrivaled scan patterns, increasing your efficiency and usability in the field. And this gives you the ability to go further and beyond with any and all of these high performance engineering grade mapping data solutions. I have one more question to ask you all. When do you plan on purchasing a UAV LiDAR system? Awesome. Thank you for your feedback on that. And thank you all for joining me today. For more information on any of these new announcements, updates, any and all of RIEGL's solutions in general, please feel free to contact me directly. You can definitely reach out to info@RIEGLUSA.com or sales@RIEGL.com. I know that I'm happy, as well as any and all of my colleagues around the world are happy to answer your questions. And it looks like we do have some questions here to answer live. Let's see. We have someone asking if the MiniVUX-1 DL has been cast off into the sunset. And the answer is no, but I will say that the miniVUX-1 DL was a very unique niche product that had its own set of criteria and demands. So for those that are definitely interested in making use of the circular scan pattern and the 46-degree field of view, then absolutely we have that available. But as the miniVUX series is so expansive in the capabilities, then it really is a case by case. And it's possible that there are other sensors that may meet or exceed your needs for your projects. We have some questions on the new RIE-Acquire embedded web interface. So yes, because you're able to remote in, you're able to then toggle the scanner off and on for each flight through there, if that's your choice. Of course, we do also have the capability of, in general, the miniVUX and VUX have the ability of communicating using a PWM signal. So if you're working with your drone manufacturer through the flight controller, that can be done through PWM signal, either push a button through that software or physically through the transmitter of the drone itself. So that's another option as well. And as well as the web interface, no, it would not relate to manually starting and stopping the IMU. The benefit of the initialization of RIEGL embedded is that you have the ability of everything auto starting. So as soon as you power it up and you hit your prerequisite static alignment timing, then you're ready. You can enable it that it can just start recording the entire mission as well, and then you can take off and go from there. So another question it looks like we have is for those that are making use of OEM integrated solutions with the web interface of RIEGL embedded. That is an option if you want to use that acquisition software compared to the acquisition software that is provided with your integrated solution. It would depend on the software maintenance, as most of the OEMs are, most if not all, are not utilizing the RIEGL software suite. So in that case, that would be a case-by-case basis. But I just realized what the time is, and it looks like I am over our session here for today. So there are some other questions, but it looks like we run out of time for today. So I'll be reaching out to you guys individually to answer those questions. Again, my name is My-Linh Truong, and thank you for joining me today.